red, I don't know what it looks like, a little square, right? It says live right now. So that means
Yeah.
we are live.
But you know this shit's fire.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another live Pin the Gas podcast on this beautiful Two Wheel Tuesday, because that's exactly what it is. Two Wheel Tuesday. Do you guys remember that TV show they had on Speed Vision, Two Wheel Tuesday?
I don't. But
It's
depends on how
okay.
old it is.
All is forgiven right now, right? But listen, you guys and girls know the deal and the routine. This episode is sponsored by Next Level Financial. Take control of your financial future. Get your complimentary financial needs analysis today. Look no further than Seth Starnes. He's an absolute legend. Everybody knows who Seth Starnes is. But anyway, and Miranda, I tell everybody this all the time. Don't buy an off-the-rack suit, because for 90% of us, it don't fit you 100% correctly. When you have a suit or gloves or boots, for that matter, that don't fit you correctly, it causes arm pumps. You can't get in the position you need to on the bike. I mean, it causes all kinds of issues. But what you can do is go to bisontrack.com and get that full custom suit started, right? Everybody knows I just got mine in about 2 weeks ago. Been out on the RC51, hadn't had a chance to hit the track with it yet, but I will be at SFL Mini GP at the Heron Compound October 11th, I think. So I'm excited about that. But yes, people, bisontrack.com, get your full custom suit. You can get kangaroo leather, perforated. I got the water pack in the back because I like to drink a lot of fluids and stay hydrated. I got the airbag, ready. I don't have an airbag yet. But I got the chest protector. I got the gloves. I got the undersuit. You guys pick the colors, the logos, put your name wherever you want. You can make it unique, just like everybody else is, right? We're all unique. But listen, people, I'm telling you, ask Miranda. She'll tell you right now. She's part of Bison. Even if she wasn't with Bison, she was with somebody else, still going to be a custom suit. And that's what you want, right? So go to bisontrack.com, start your order today, and you can thank us both later. But anyway, enough of that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute honor to sit down with the legend herself, Miranda Cain. What is going on, Miranda?
Like you said, it's Two Wheel Tuesday. I wish I was on two wheels, but not today. So yeah, happy to be here.
Oh, thank you. It's an absolute honor. We actually met in Wisconsin at the Bison tent, right?
Yeah.
Rob actually introduced us. Rob's like, "Hey, Simcoe, this is Miranda. You need to get her on the podcast." I looked at Miranda. I said, "Hey, Miranda, I'm Simcoe. Come on the podcast." And here we are.
Heck yeah. We finally made it happen after months of talking.
We did. And then we met again at Mid Ohio, which was actually the last round of BTR for this season. But before we get into the whole BTR season of 2024 and how you got there, let's talk about, where did your whole story begin with Two Wheels?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of goes back to when I was a young child. My mom and dad, they both had bikes when I was growing up, and so a lot of times I would be on the back of my mom's bike, just going on rides. And then I also grew up on a hobby farm, so we had a couple small dirt bikes, like 50 or 90cc dirt bikes. One of them didn't have a clutch. One of them did have a clutch, and at that point in time, I did not understand the concept of the clutch. And then there was like I don't know, probably a 8-year gap of me just not being on a bike. I was a 3-season high school sport player, and then
What
when I went to,
sport?
I actually did swimming for 6 years, which it was kind of like, it wasn't just the swimming season, it was the summer before and then into the fall. And then I did track and field as well.
Nice.
I say 3 seasons because swimming really took up two. My summers were very busy. And then when I went to college, my parents actually found a 1980 Suzuki GS 550, just this old heavy bike, and it was like $500. And I was like, you know what? Why not? So I got a bike, I got my license, and I took the bike to college. And that was my bike for gosh, I want to say a year and a half, 2 years. I took it down to Kansas. Terrible ride. Snapped the clutch cable. Once we got over the Iowa border, the clutch cable snapped, and so had to replace that on the road. And yeah, finished off the ride down to Kansas, got some barbecue, came back up to Minnesota. It was a great ride. It was terrible, but it was great. I look back on it fondly. And then after that ride, I kind of decided it was time to maybe invest in a different bike. So I got a 2004 BMW R1150R. So to me, coming
Nice.
from a 1980 Suzuki to a 2004 BMW, it was like, I don't know, I was living in luxury. And that bike I rode all the way down to Tennessee, did Tail of the Dragon, Devil's Triangle, the whole shebang. Um, Went to the UP a couple times on that bike, back down to Kansas for barbecue. If you can't tell, we like the barbecue down in Kansas. Um, yeah, and then I sold that and bought my last street bike, which I actually have since sold, but it was a K1300S BMW. So a lot faster, a lot more fun, a lot sexier. But I camped in that on that. It was great. It was awesome. I had the expandable side bags that I took across the country. I love that bike, and I really wish I didn't sell it. But with racing, I didn't ride it as much as I really wanted to, that it really deserved. So sold that this year. But that was actually the bike that I took to the track the first time. So it's a sport touring bike if you're not familiar with it. It's very long, it's very heavy, it's got power, but it's just not a track bike. But yeah, a friend invited me out to a track day in June of 2021. Did a track day, and even then, it wasn't actually a true track day. It was an advanced riding school on a close course, but it's just like a little course where they do like driver training or police car
Yeah.
training. It's not great pavement. It's very bumpy. There's grass going across it. It's more like a kart track, really, is what it is. And but yeah, I fell in love like that day. I was like, holy guacamole, this is awesome. This is great. Found out about the local race club in Minnesota, which is the Central Road Racing Association. And so what, June 2021, first track day. September of 2021, I got my race license. So it kind of the dominoes just fell for me. I bought a track dedicated to SV650 for my first track bike, and yeah, got my license. Did a couple weekends, did a full season in 22 on the SV. Found an R3 for a killer deal. Prepped that over the winter, and then in 23, I did my first season on the R3. Had a terrible time that first weekend. They're not similar bikes, but very quickly started, advancing my skill, and just like my overall understanding of racing, just like dominoes. It just kept adding on and on and on, and it was just continual improvement and just continual skill. And like even now, to this day, like I thought I knew how to race on that SV, and then I got the R3, and I was like, I knew how to go around a track, and so it's very eye-opening, kind of looking back and seeing like my progress through. And then, yeah, this year I did the R3 for a CRA, and I did BTR. So two full programs this year.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. I tell everybody, get a 300. They'll teach you everything you want to know about riding.
Yeah.
110%. You think you know
They're
how to
so
ride until you get on
forgiving.
and you get on a little 300 or a little 400.
Mhm.
It's all corner speed, right? It has
Yeah,
no power to get out its own way. Even a wet paper
exactly.
bag, it won't really break through that, right? But
You're not gonna go fast unless you're fast. Like that's really what it comes down to.
exactly what you just said. It's for us men, it's hard to leave our ego is at the door, right? We're like, no, we gotta have the SR 1000 and the
I don't know.
BMW, and we got to have all
It's
this, right?
pretty rowdy out there.
Yeah, no, we don't. Right. Get your 300, learn how to really ride because that's really what you want to do. And it makes you so much better if you do choose to ride on the street. It makes you more aware and a lot better rider, too,
Absolutely.
especially on the street. So, do you still ride on the street or you just kind of,
I would if I had a working street bike. Earlier this year, I actually bought from auction a 20660 that I'm in the process of kind of rebuilding back into a full bike. So that will be my street bike once I get to that, but that's a slow process. That's a slow project, long term.
I know that's right. It is.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned you was in college. What did you actually go to college for?
I went to Hamlin University for communication studies, so I got my bachelor's.
Nice. So, what do you do for work?
Currently, I am a fleet manager or a dispatch manager for a shredding company. So manage about 14 trucks.
Nice. Nice. I like it. So, we got the legend himself, Peter Essoff. You know Peter Essoff?
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's also, he said Lindsay Ann. I think he's maybe calling somebody out that's going to watch, but hello, Peter, you, my friend. So, Peter does the sidecar racing. He actually raced at the Isle of Man TT too, which is
Yeah,
my favorite race of the year. Every year, I
it's
love the
crazy.
TT.
Have you ever been?
I it's on my bucket list. Yeah, not yet. Every year, I go every year on my TV, right? So I watch it every year on my TV, but physically, no, not yet. I will,
Okay.
Miranda. I will,
I
100%.
I'll
Would you
hold
do
you to
something
that.
like that?
I mean, I would love to go over there. It's so beautiful over there, but that is a far off project again.
Yeah, I want to go so bad. And then we got my good buddy Jake Marsh, BSB legend. What is up, Jakey? So Jake, I met Jake on I met his well, I didn't. Okay, so I went to real quick story. I went to Cadwell Park last year for the BSB. BSB is my favorite race organization in the world.
Heck yeah.
Um the main reason why I love it so much, for one, it's got Cadwell Park, which is my favorite track in the world. But their super bike riders race their bikes with no electronics on them. So it's
Really?
old school. Yeah, old school. Their super stock bikes got more electronics than their super bikes.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, and it's free to watch. Free to watch. You go to Bennett's British Superbikes.com. That's
Hmm.
it. And we'll scroll down from the May page, it'll have a yellow live tab. Click on it, boom, there you go. There you guys go. It's
You're
free,
not
but
gonna
yeah,
find that in America.
no, you won't. No, you won't. So back to Jake. I was actually standing next to his dad at Cadwell, didn't realize it. I got home and I found everybody obviously on Facebook and Instagram, right? And I reached out to everybody. Hey, I'm Simcoe from Pendergast. An absolute honor to have you on. His reply was, my dad was standing right next to you at Cadwell Park, and he come up to me and says, I need to be on your podcast. Right after I messaged him saying I want him on my podcast, right? It's crazy how life
Nice.
works out, right? And since
Yeah.
then, me, him, and his dad become really good mates. He's an absolute legend. Raced in the GP2 class, so they race a GP2 bike with the 600s, which is basically a Moto2 bike. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, he's go on, Jakey, Snaky, absolute legend. But yeah, he's super cool. And then Andrew Davis, he's another good buddy of mine. He says, "What's up, Chris? Hey, Miranda."
Hello.
So, uh, going from college riding to old Suzuki,
Hmm.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
GS 550. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're
I
talking
still got
about.
it. I still
Do you
have it.
really?
I have not rode it in probably 3 years. Actually, kind of kind of gave it, kind of leased it. I don't know what you want to call it, but I let my older brother ride it for his two-wheel transportation.
But it's been sitting for 3 years, so the carbs got to come off. We got to get them clean.
Oh yeah.
Drain the
Oh
gas
yeah.
tank. You know the
Oh
routine,
yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
so, did you know about motorcycle maintenance and all that before BTR or?
Not to the level that I do now. I kind of did all of my own basic maintenance, like I changed my oil, I did the chain maintenance, just stuff like that. But like race prepping and like actually delving into the bike, I didn't really understand. And even when I first got into racing, I bought my bike race prepped. So I didn't have to take a street bike and prep it. Like that, it was prepped for me and I just had to maintain that that level of readiness. Granted, I crashed that bike 3 times on my new rider weekend. I think 3. Yeah. So there was a bit of fiberglass repair. I am maybe a pro at that.
It's called a drill bit and zip ties, people. That's exactly what that's called. And duct tape.
Just
200-mile-an-hour
about.
duct tape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but kind of going into this program, I felt like I had a pretty good handle because I race prepped the R3 from a street bike. So I kind of had that experience, but this program really shed a light into like the deeper level of kind of race readiness.
Yeah. Yeah. And what do you think the biggest takeaways from your first season at BTR has been as far as knowing the motorcycle maintenance side of it a lot more and in depth? What was the biggest thing you took away this season?
There's always something to do. Uh, that I think at Barber, I really struggled because with CRA here in Minnesota, I race 12 races in a weekend. I think this last round I did 14 because we had kind of a specialty race. So my day is busy and I work for the club. I volunteer for the club. So not only am I there as a racer, like I do additional work. And so my days is pretty jam packed. I'm like, wow, there's so much to do. And then I went to Moto America. I'm like, I'm on track. How many times? I race how many times? Once a day? What? And so I was like, wow, this is a different speed. Like this is a lot slower. Like how am I gonna stay in like race mode? Um, yeah, I don't think I'm any less busy. I'm constantly working on that bike, whether it's checking bolts, whether I'm, making gearing adjustments, whether the suspension needs to be adjusted. Maybe I'm dropping the front a little bit. Maybe I'm raising some preload in the back. It's all these little things and all these little moving parts. And like we are our own mechanics. And so, we want shit done to the bike. We got to do the shit, And so I very rarely found myself outside of the tent, constantly with the bike, just making sure that like, nothing's going to happen because if something did happen, ultimately it's my fault. I have no one to blame but myself. And so just kind of making sure I'm putting my best foot forward to hopefully, see those results in the
No,
races. So yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, that's basically, I went back to, CRA club racing and I'm like, yeah, there's a lot to do on the R3. Like, man, like I cleaned the chain probably after the race week and now I'm cleaning it every day. It's, little things like that where it's like, yeah, I'm good at my stuff. I wasn't that good looking back.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best programs as far as, man, I wish they would do it with other cups like junior cup too, right? Like have the beginner kids that come up from club racing that's of age to make it in. Well, we don't have junior cup no more, but we're just going to
Yeah.
use that as a
Yeah.
reference.
Yeah.
Something similar to that because it gives not only, of course, their dad pretty much knows a lot about motorcycles. That's how they got to where they are now, obviously
Hmm.
in junior cup. But I think it would be good to see that there too as well. So the kids that are coming up in junior cup that's might go to twins cup or skip to super sport or whatever it is, they have that familiar basis too as well, right? The insides, outsides of a bike.
Yeah.
Because once you put your hands on it, then you get to notice, oh man, this bolt's loose. I need to torque this back down, or my chain's
Yeah.
got a kink in it. I got to take it. I'll put a new chain on. I'm going out in
Right.
30 minutes. I got enough time. I can do this, da 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 da, all
Right.
the stuff that goes along with it. I think BTR is an absolute proper mega program, and I love to see it. I love all the women in the sport. I think women should have been in the sport from the beginning of time, right? But we all know it's one of those male dominated, blah, 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 blah. But I'm happy You women are here. And to me, you are more natural at riding a bike. Women are more natural at doing most things than men anyway. You guys are. We're Spartans and we gotta be bad and big and blah 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 and all this, we're rough with everything, and women are just like, it's okay, I got this, and just go with the flow. That's what I
Sure.
mean by that. Yeah, I think it's absolutely amazing program. But we'll get into how you signed up there. So my buddy Matt Hall says, "What's up, losers? What's up, my man? Have you met Matt?"
I have not.
Well, you will. Matt's absolute. He is awesome. I love Matt. He says 3 of those are amateur numbers. What we was talking about earlier. Yes, Tommy, we agree. BTR needs more rounds in 2025.
All right. I know
Absolutely.
him.
Do you? You know Tommy?
Yeah. And I know
Awesome.
Greg. Yeah.
Yeah, Greg says Miranda Cain is the coolest. Greg, absolutely proper mega. Yes. And then Andrew just said BTR races are the most polite, aggressive riding I've ever seen. That's a good way to put it, Andrew. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, buddy. I love it.
We got to do what we can with those bikes. We're pushing them to the limit.
I know you girls are, and at the end of the season, though, you actually get to keep that bike, right?
Yeah, yeah, we're very fortunate with the program sponsors and Royal Enfield, especially for, not only putting on, the program in itself, but ultimately, we get it's like a trophy you get, like, even if you didn't podium, it's something to look back on, and I don't think I will ever get rid of my bike. Like, I don't know if
Yeah.
I'll race it some more. I raced it at Brainerd a couple weekends ago after I took it home from Mid Ohio, but I haven't decided if I'll continue racing it or if I'll turn it into like a show bike or something and bring it to the local bike shows and stuff like that. I don't
Yeah,
know. A lot of
yeah.
options.
Do you use the same bike for next season too as well? Do they provide you another bike?
Nope. I'll for the returning ladies, we will bring our bikes back. And then I'm not sure, they probably won't have many changes for us to do to match the new girls because we have done what we can to the bikes with the program. So we'll be pretty matched. They'll just have a year newer, but these engines are pretty solid, so
Yeah.
nothing to worry about there.
Awesome. So going from college, getting to R3, honing your legendary skills you got right now. Because I mean, you kick my butt on the track. I ain't gonna lie. In my mind, I'm fast as fast as fuck, right? As my friends say. But
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm slow as shit, right? But I have fun. That's me. I just go out there to have fun.
That's
But
what matters.
exactly. That's the main point. But going from that to doing your first track day, getting into club racing, who or what was like, you know what? I need to do the BTR thing. I'm doing this. How did all that come to and what did you feel when you got that acceptance letter?
Yeah, so this actually goes back three years because this year was my third year applying. But I've said this before and I will continuously shout her out. Trish Dahl was one of the OG BTR girls, and she's local to Minnesota. She actually lives like 20 minutes away from me. She's a good friend of mine, and her and Kyle were super encouraging of not only me getting into racing. They invited me out to do flat track, and I did flat track with them for 2 events, and they let me ride their bikes. They are overall like gems of humans, and I love them dearly. But she was in the program and she talked to me about the program and kind of what it was all about, and I was like, oh, well, I do my own maintenance. I do my own maintenance on my SV. Yeah, it was bare minimum. Looking back, bare minimum. And I like racing, and I'm new to racing because then that the program was all about bringing women with very little experience into road racing, and it's developed into more now. But I really felt like I fit the bill, and I applied and I got the interview and ultimately wasn't chosen, which is cool. Things happen for a reason, and I ended up racing a full season with CRA, which I think was fantastic because it pushed me to do this on my own dime and like really assess whether I wanted to do this. Because I was basically a poor college student. Like I had just graduated college, and I was like, I have to spend how much? I have
I'm
to
good with
do
eating ramen noodles for another 2 years. I'm good. Let's do it, baby. What do I sign?
right, exactly. And then the following year, I was like applying again. Like this is still something I want to do. This is still a program I want to be a part of. Like the I still believe in it. Basically, it got to the same point again. I sent in the application, did my whole video, um, got the interview, and wasn't chosen. And I was like, oh, again, and again, quite kind of question like, all right, I'm doing this season by myself. Like it is what it is. I love it. I love the sport. I love the club. I love the family I've made at the track. And then yeah, this year I got the acceptance email. It's not a letter. Email, and I may have been told that I was the fastest response and the first response of acceptance. Yeah, I was so ecstatic and just so thankful that like I was given the opportunity. Just knowing the caliber of women that have gone through the program before and like being so honored to be part of that is just it just really changes your perspective on everything. But yeah, no, I don't know. I don't think I have like full words of like the full range of what I felt seeing, that I was chose.
That's awesome. I couldn't imagine it was a lot of emotions,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure.
Being turned down twice, which everybody's disappointed when you get turned down, right? But
Yeah.
those that are dedicated like you, I ain't taking no for an answer. I'm gonna make this program, right? And then by you going back out, doing another year by yourself, just prove to yourself that you really want it, right? So
Hmm.
you lit the fire even more. And then when you got accepted, you're like, now I'm here to kick everyone's ass. So y'all better watch out, right? Yeah, let's go.
That was definitely the thought process there.
It
No.
was, yeah. So, being your first year at BTR, going into obviously this is your first season in Moto America.
Mhm.
Um, did you have any expectations or any goals that you actually set for yourself? And if so, did you achieve any of those this season?
Yeah, I had three goals actually going into the season, and the first one was to have fun. Just as as serious as the program actually is, because it's a factory supported race program. I'm a factory supported racer at this point. And the pressure that comes with being in this program, it's very much a lot of exposure, a lot of media and just interviews here and there, and how come off the track and maybe you just crash and they need to know your thoughts like right then and there. And it's there's a lot of pressure, like I said, and just making sure that I'm still having fun while I'm there, because that's what this is all about, is, that I'm doing something that I love, and I don't want it to ever become something that I don't like. So that was goal one. Goal two, which I thought was a pretty far off goal, was to make it on the podium at least once. I achieved that goal. I achieved goal two or goal one. I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed my whole season. Looking back, there's nothing negative that I can really say about the program or my time. So, goal two, making it on a podium, which it's up there. I don't know if you can see it.
I see it.
I don't have my trophy. Like I have my club one's stuck on the wall, but I don't have a shelf. I need to get a shelf for it. So that's it there. So I did get that. And then my last goal was to make it top 5 in the championship, which I did not achieve. Crashing out in the rain at Road America kind of scratched that for me. With when you only have 8 races, every race counts. So I was sitting P4 before that, and it dropped me down to P7, and I think I finished P6 out of the championship, but it was hard fought. Everyone did super awesome, and it's well deserved. Everyone that was ahead of me. So yeah,
It's awesome. You had a great year, first year,
yeah,
dealing with all that. It taught you so much, not only about our sport, how to handle the offset pressures, exactly what you said. When you crash, you come off, there's a microphone and camera right in front of your face. You still got to put on that smile. But you also learned even more about yourself, right?
For sure.
This season, about, how far you can actually push yourself and more. You become really intimate with the machine, because that's, you need to feel and all that stuff out of it. I love BTR program. I love the races. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It really is. It's awesome. And is that BTR, is it paid? Like, do you got to pay to enter this program, or is it all free, or how's it work?
No, yeah, you don't have to pay to like submit an application or anything like that. There uh there are some small, like, in the grand scheme of things, some very small payments that you even then I feel like that's more of a choice. Well, the patching. You have to get the proper patching, and like that is a necessary cost. But like gear, like your helmet and your boots, we were super privileged to be sponsored by Arai and Alpine Stars this year through the program. And the program has sponsors from Harris Performance and SNS and RNG, and so like they kind of hook us up with a lot of the go fast parts for the bike. So all in, like the costs are very minor. I chose to get a whole suit for the program instead of just doing patches. So that was a choice on my part to do a full suit. But yeah, so but there's no like application fee or joining fee or membership fee or anything like that.
Right. We need $150,000, Miranda, for you to do this season at BTR. You'd be like, wait, what?
Yeah,
I got
that's the
$1.50
secret.
for you. Yeah, $1.50 work, right? Yeah, I got you on that.
Spare change.
Right. Be standing on the corner. Need money to go road racing. Please, people,
Yeah.
help me out. Right? Yeah. That's awesome. That's good
Yeah.
stuff. Oh, I love it. Love it. So yeah, so actually, Matt actually had that question. I see it popped up, but I had it too. How much did
Okay.
it cost to run a full year BTR? And they also provide you like all the oil and the filters and the plugs and all that stuff too as well.
Yeah, so Maxima was I call them like a liquid sponsor because they gave us I mean they sponsored both road racing and the flat track side of things. So we got oil from them, we got contact cleaner from them, we got chain loop from them, we got like bike shine from them. There's so many chemicals and stuff that they, provided for the program. I think we had a whole shelf on the semi just for the Maxima stuff. So yeah, they were a program sponsor for that stuff. And then I think Royal Enfield just provided like the oil filters and stuff like that.
That's awesome. So do you guys, when you girls show up on the weekend, do you guys also, girls, I can stop saying guys, help
I
set
don't
up the
mind.
the Royal Infield tent and all that too as well? Help
We
unload all
do
the
all
bikes.
of
You do it
that.
all.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
the
So
end of
like
the weekend, got to break it down, load it up. Yeah.
yeah, if you ever come by Thursdays or Sundays, you'll see all this year is 13 of us, all 13 of us like down like nitty gritty getting to work. Like we break down everything. We load the bikes, we strap them down, we load up the toolboxes. Yeah, no, that's all us. Yeah.
I
We're
love it.
very thankful that our mechanics are willing to help as well. They lend a hand. And so does our amazing truck driver, Rich. He doesn't have to do that, but he does it, every weekend. He's there and he's right there with us, taking down the canopy, helping, zip it up. He's amazing. He
I
is like
love it.
A1 star player of the team.
I love it. I love, you have to introduce me to him
Yeah, no.
next year for sure. I'm sure. So he don't stand out there and have a sign saying, "I will help y'all for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches."
You might be able to tempt him. I don't know. I've never tried a peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So let me ask you this. I love Bison, right? I love Robert and Tosh. I've been friends with them for a while. And I never um uh I believe in what Robert and Tasha do, what they stand for in their products. So when I started to do this podcast, I always gave them a shout out. Never expected anything from them, right?
Yeah.
Just love to see my friends give back to the sport, and I want to see them wherever they want to be, right? I want to be part of that journey and help them get there. I don't ask for anything. Um, but I met them online, met them the first time in Jersey last year. And then
Okay.
we've been talking, and of course I was going to use them for my custom suit, right? Obviously. But how
Who
did you
else?
and yeah, right? How did you and Tasha and Robert and all them end up?
Yeah, funny enough, back to Trish and Kyle Doll. Trish was running Bison for her Royal Enfield suit. And at that point, I had just like a off the rack Alpine Star Stella suit that was a bit too short from the torso. And like when I was fully tucked, it was pulling my butt off the seat because it wouldn't stretch enough. And so it fit, but it not right. I could get in the suit, but it was just pulling me down, not comfortable. And so
You're
it was
like, yeah,
kind
it
of
fits good. Look, I ain't got no neck, but yeah, it's good.
yeah, it's definitely what it felt like. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, and so the next year when I was, kind of considering, I was like, well, I should probably get a different suit, whether it's a different brand, if it fits differently, or just a different size, and just deal with a little bit of bagginess, which it's kind of a lose-lose at that point. It's either going to be too short or too big somewhere else, and meh. So I talked with Trish, and I was like, "How's your bison suit? Like, do you like it? Why did you go with bison? Like, and that whole thing." And she had nothing but good things to say about them, and I was like, sold. I trust her opinion, and she had great things to say, and so I went through the whole custom process, and I basically turned into this, like a replica. Like I had a great experience with my first custom suit. Like when I like think of things creatively, they're very, very vague. I'm like, I like pink and that's about it. Like I didn't come up with any crazy designs. I basically have a full pink suit with some bright pink highlights and some very minimal black. That's what I told them. And um gosh, I think Morgan was my
Yep,
customizing specialist. That's what I meant to say the first
yep.
time. She did a fantastic job, and she came up with that design, and I was like, that's kind of exactly what I envisioned, but I didn't have like those details, and I love them. And so my whole process was great. And then going through the process again this year with another suit where I was like, oh my gosh, gotta think about this again and add all these patches. It was great again. And went through the measuring, and I don't know. I love my suits. I think they're fantastic. And I like Rob and Tasha. They're great people too. So it just kind of is a win-win at this point. Great
Yeah.
people, great gear. Yeah.
I can't agree more. When me and Rob when Rob hit me up and was like, we want to do an ambassador for you, but you're a podcast, you ride, but it's not like a racer or big track day
Yeah.
guy or whatever. So uh anyway, I was like, look, you guys, I want to use the colors of my logo, my pink, my green, right? My black, 'cause I got black in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and purple, of course. And so Morgan was like, is there any certain colors? I said, just use my logo. I want my name and like Simcoe, but I want each individual color, right? But use the colors of
Mm-hmm.
my logo. That's it. You have free reign. And the first one she sent me is the one hanging up on the wall. I was like, oh my God, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my
Yeah.
life.
She's
Absolutely,
so good
Morgan.
at it.
Yes. Yeah, super excited. It was yeah, I love it.
I was
I
so
love
nervous going into my first suit because I was like, I can't really like describe what I'm thinking. I just like pink. And then she sent me like, or she didn't, but like the process you go and you can see all of the colors and stuff. And I was like, I like that pink, that one right there. I want the whole suit that color. And yeah, and she sent me one, and it wasn't the whole suit that color. She had highlights and, different accent colors, and I was like, "It's even better than I thought." Yeah, no, they're great.
Yeah, they're absolutely amazing. Again, people, go to bisontrack.com and get your suits started today, right? Yeah, you get the chest
Heck yeah.
protectors. You see mine right here. And I got gloves. I got all that stuff. So does Miranda, right? So, yes, that's actually, again, where we met at the Bison tent at Road
Mhm.
America for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, listen, we're 40 minutes into this. I told you it was going to go by super quick.
I
I've
like to
had
yap.
me too. Me too. I want to save it. Obviously, I definitely want to get you back on for a part two. Because you will be at BTR 2025. Are you going to be at Jersey? I think I already asked you this. You're not going to Jersey for the last round, are you?
No, it's not currently in my plans. Who knows though? Life
Not even
happens.
just to hang out, right? Right. Well, the reason why I'm asking because I'll be there. So
Okay.
yeah, everybody will see me there. But yeah, so listen, Miranda, I want to get in what's my favorite part of the podcast is when we get to know Miranda away from the track and the leathers are hung up and all that good stuff, right? So first one I'm gonna start off with you is, are you a coffee drinker?
Yeah, absolutely. I live on coffee. I
Sounds
don't
just like
drink
my
tea.
wife.
Don't
Me
drink tea
neither.
though. No, no.
I, okay,
Coffee.
I do drink tea, but it's very minimal. I like chai tea. I'll drink that.
Yeah, I is it like a true chai or is it like a chai tea latte?
It depends on the mood I'm in.
Okay. All right.
You
I
know
feel
what I mean?
like a true chai is too close to tea for me. I just don't like tea in general, but a chai latte, I can get down with a chai latte.
Yeah, it's they're good. And I'm a coffee drinker too as well. Sometimes I'll do creamer, but it really depends. I do like coffee black too as well.
No, creamer.
I,
I need creamer.
my wife's drinking uh almond joy creamer right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty good. And I like cold coffee too as well.
Yeah.
I don't
Cold
always drink
brew.
hot. Yeah, I like the cold brew. Um Tommy says, "Do you like Dr. Pepper, Miranda?"
No, Diet Dr. Pepper.
I
Diet Dr.
don't
Pepper.
know. I don't drink soda.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah, I
it's
don't.
a bad addiction.
I,
It's terrible.
I didn't grow up. I got bad ADHD, so I didn't. They wanted to put me on Ritalin at a young age, and my parents were like, "Fuck that!" So they cut out most of my sugar. Of course, I still got Dr. Pepper and shit every once in a while, birthday cake and ice cream, right?
Yeah,
But it's nothing like
right.
my friends. You go to my friend's house, you open the refrigerator, it's fucking sodas and teas. You come to my house, open it up, it's water and Gatorade, right? Pretty much. So yeah. So now I like it. I can drink it, but literally if I take 2 sips, like it immediately makes me want to go to the bathroom.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Bad diuretic for me. Absolutely. So
Yeah.
Matt Hall says, I got one of the world's hottest chips. I'll give you $50 to down it in one bite. Matt, are you talking to me? I'll take your $50 all day, baby. All day long. I'll take that. Do you like hot and spicy food, Miranda?
I like flavorful food. So if it's flavorful and spicy, cool. I'm great with it. But I don't like adding hot sauce or, just to add spice. As long as there's good flavor, I don't mind if it's spicy.
Okay, okay. I like to burn my insides up every once in a while when
Oh,
I'm in that mood.
no,
Yeah, it's good.
no,
It's good
no.
for you. It's fun. Yeah, it's
It's
fun.
fun.
It's
Okay.
fun. We enjoy the pain. Why else you think we do it, right? Look, Tommy says ketchup is spicy. They have spicy ketchup too, as well, right?
No, ketchup's not spicy.
So usually what I do is I'll go out and buy like whatever jar of pickles everybody likes, and I'll go
Yeah.
and go buy me like 2 habaneros, raw habaneros, and chop them up. Yes, with the seeds in them. Put them in the pickles and let them sit for like another week or two, and then eat them where they get nice and hot. Yeah, it's good. Drink the juice.
Why don't you just buy like spicy pickles?
Because they're never spicy enough. That's why I just add the
Oh,
habaneros in there too,
okay.
right? So
Okay. All
yeah.
right. All right.
So my buddy, who's like, I found these pickles called Devil Spit, and I was like, ooh, they sound hot. Bring them, get them. But I do not. I love pickles, but I hate sweet pickles, and they were
Oh,
sweet pickles.
really?
So I took
Oh,
one, put one in my mouth, and was like,
Oh no. I
No,
like
not for
sweet
me.
pickles.
Yeah, I'm not a sweet pickle. I like the other pickle, the vinegar pickles.
Yeah, like the
Yeah,
dill pickles. All right.
the dills, the dilly yo. Yep, that's me all day. So let me ask you this: tell us something we don't know about Miranda.
Something you don't know about Miranda. Some people know this, but maybe not. I'm a type 1 diabetic. So my pancreas doesn't work.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
No, yeah. So I'm insulin dependent. So I have like a insulin pump that I wear on track and manage my diabetes trackside.
Well, I got my friend Braden Elliott. It sounded like I said Braden Elliott out there in BSB. Same
Yeah.
races
Yeah.
BSB. So he's got the yeah. Um, Diabetes actually runs in my family. I've been fortunate to where I haven't. I thought I did one time because I felt like shit. I'm like all of a sudden I feel like shit. Right? Anybody got a thing
No.
I can prick my finger with and check my blood sugar? But it was good. So I was like, okay, well, it's not that.
Good.
So yeah. Um, Let me ask you this then, Miranda. What's your worst habit?
Ugh, my worst habit. Dang, that's a tough one. I don't know.
Tommy says nail chewing. Tommy, you're gonna be in trouble.
Um, yeah, I do occasionally chew my nails, but I have been working on not chewing them. Thank you very
Me
much.
too. Me
Honestly,
too.
I would say maybe the pop addiction. It gets pretty bad sometimes, especially when work gets so stressful. Like I will drink pop all day. Not
Yeah.
great, but I do it. So we'll go with the pop addiction.
All right. All right. I love it. Uh, Matt says riding in R3.
Hey
Worst
now.
habit. Yeah. Right. Come on, Matt. Oh, that's hilarious. So Miranda, I'm big into audiobooks. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. Is that something you do too as well?
Here and there, yeah. So my commute to work is an hour each way. So I found that if I listen to music, my road rage kind of shows its face. But sometimes if I listen to audiobooks, it doesn't. I don't know. I just kind of drive and listen, but yeah.
What audiobook are you currently listening to?
Um, it's been a couple, I don't even remember what the last one was. I was on like a fantasy book kick for a while. Like the court of thorns and roses. I don't know, it's super popular right now. But for a while there I was listening to that stuff. But those books are like 25 hours long. That was crazy. Lasted me a long time.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's 25 hours. I mean, when I
I
look at a
know.
book, it's 8 hours long. I'm like, shit, this is a big ass book. 25 hours. I'd be like, well,
I mean, an hour. So what? When I was listening to those, it was 2 hours a day that I was listening. So you kind of just chop through it.
yeah. No, yeah. I'm currently listening to, let's see, I'm gonna pull it up, show everybody, because I usually do. I'm actually listening to Jensen Button, the F1 driver, Life
Oh
on the
yeah?
Limit. Yeah.
How is it?
It's good. Yeah,
Okay.
it's good. I listen to obviously any motorcycle racer's got an audiobook. I haven't listened to it. I listen to like the F1 books. Of course, I'm a Star Wars nerd, right? So
Yeah.
I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. So I listen to some of those. Actually, my good buddy Philip Hart turned me on to Thrawn, Star Wars Thrawn. That it's in my library. I hadn't started it yet, so I'm gonna do that. But podcasts. What podcast do you listen to?
I'm not really a podcast person. I tried it once, like I think I was still in college, so they were still kind of getting popular then, and I was like, "Oh, sure, I'll give it a try." And I don't know, I wasn't able to like I can watch podcasts, like I've watched yours, but just listening to it, I don't know, it doesn't do it for me. But yeah,
Uh,
I can watch them. Just listening without the visuals, I don't know, I have a hard time with that.
okay. Well, Appreciate all the love and support. It really means a lot. It
Yeah.
really does. What's for dinner tonight?
Um, I don't know. Maybe Tom will comment what's for dinner. I had
Tommy, what's for dinner tonight, Tommy? I'm getting hungry over here.
I think we have some lasagna in the freezer. Maybe a little
Nice.
lasagna here.
So are you the cook or is Tommy the cook?
It really varies. I work quite a bit, so half the time I'm not home for dinner. Um, so and I like going out to eat, so a lot of times when I am home, we'll just go out to eat. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm well aware of that. Yeah, she says popcorn and
popcorn
Diet
and
Doctor
diet.
Pop is my
What
guess.
is this? He's just here to
Uh,
expose me. What?
I love it. I love it. I love you, Tommy. That's awesome. Shoot, I'd have sent you the link. You just jump on in too, for real. Oh, it's good stuff. So yeah, because I get my cooking from my mom. My mom, she's
Okay.
yeah, I grew up. My mom cooked. I paid attention, and she never realized I did. So I called her up one day and was like, yeah, I'm making this, Mom, but I don't have this one ingredient. Is it okay if I don't use it?" And my mom said, "Holy fuck, you actually paid attention?" I'm like, "Yeah, I told you I paid attention. Might not be to everything you said, but yeah, I did pick up on some shit, right? So yeah, for sure." Tommy says, "I'll bust through that door like the Kool-Aid man if you want." I love it. Love that. Yeah. Dude, yeah, come on in, sit down, man, for sure.
No, don't do it. He'll
She
just
said,
take up
"Don't
the
do it."
whole.
Okay. We'll say that one for part 2.
There you go. Face reveal.
I like it. Miranda's like, "No, not gonna happen, buddy." I love it.
This is my time. No.
Yeah, this is my time, baby. What? So which brings me a buddy of mine wants to know, do you have a significant other?
Yep.
Obviously, we already gave it away, right?
Yeah, that's Tom.
That's awesome.
Tom, he's been my support since day one.
So
Yeah.
how did me and my wife, we met on a blind date.
Okay.
We've been married since 08. So how long y'all two been together and how'd y'all meet?
Ooh, dates. 21 for sure. I think we met in July or August at a track day. He he loves this story, but I was still kind of new to track riding and all of that fun stuff, and so I had like this super crappy stand. I don't even think I was using warmers at this point, so I had one rear stand, and I'm walking down the pits, like looking at the bikes, and he had a Bursig stand. Which, are you familiar with a Bursig stand?
Mhm.
I wasn't. I had never seen one, and I just happened to look right as he lifted his bike up, and I was like, "What was that?" Like, and I was like, "What did you just do? What is that thing?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a motorcycle stand." And I was like, "I have never seen something like that." And then a whole group of us actually ended up going out for dinner afterwards, and yeah, no, we started talking after that, and I think it's October will be 3 years. So yeah.
Love it. Good stuff. Good stuff. So if Miranda had her own private island, what racetrack would you have on your island?
Mid Ohio.
Hey,
I have a I have some love in my heart for Mid Ohio now. One, it's a fun track and it's really challenging. It was challenging for me with the Enfield, but it really kind of clicked for me. You know, there's a longer straight to kind of open up the bike, but it's still technical and you have elevation change, which we don't really have in Minnesota. So it was really cool seeing that, but I also got my BTR podium there, and so I think I'll always hold that place a little close to my heart.
that's right. Good stuff. I was laughing at Matt Hall said relationships brought to you by Pitbull. Oh shit, I love it. I love my friends. It's so awesome. Oh my god. So are you a beer or a wine girl?
Um, ugh. I think it probably beer, but I really only drink ciders or sours. So You're not gonna find me with like a Miller Lite or a Busch Light or anything like that. Like I like craft sours.
Yeah, I'm not a sour person. I do like my red wine. I do
Mm,
like beer, but I got to be in the mood to drink beer. But if I do, I love Guinness.
really?
Yes, I love Guinness, and I like Blue Moon, Negro Modelo or Modelo. Yeah, I like a wide variety of, but
Yeah.
sours, man, and ciders. Oh
Yeah, that's my jam.
no, not for me. It's like sauerkraut. I cannot
Oh,
stand sauerkraut. Okay,
yeah,
I
no,
don't
you
care,
will find
Dad. I
me in
love you
that.
more than anything. I don't care how you cook it, what you soak it in, or how you prepare it. It is horrible
Do you like Rubens though?
without the sauerkraut.
Really? See,
Yeah.
I can't eat sauerkraut either. Like it makes me gag. I don't enjoy it, but on a Reuben, it is tolerable, and I actually really like Reubens.
Okay. All right. All
Yeah, I
right.
don't
All
know.
right.
A
Well,
little strange, but yeah.
not me. So, but yeah, not this guy right here. Any tattoos, Miranda?
Yeah, I have 3 tattoos.
Love it. Love it. Are you an animal lover?
Yeah, I grew up on a farm, so we had pigs and chickens growing up.
Do you have any
Um,
dogs or cats now?
Tom has a cat, and I kind of have a cat, like a.
What do you mean you kind of have a cat? Hold up. She's like, well, I kind of have one. Wait, what? Am I
I
buying cat food or
pay
litter or what? Right? I
I
don't
pay
know.
for its food and its vet bills, but it lives at my parents' house, and they have kind of
Oh.
not allowed me to take it home now because they love it so much. But at one point in time, it was mine.
Your parents are a bunch of pimps right now. I'm telling you that right now. She's like, yeah, we're keeping the cat and you're still paying for everything. You're like, okay, yes, yes,
Yeah,
winning. I told you we're getting paid back
basically.
from all those years of buying all them Barbie dolls.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it. I asked that because I'm an animal lover. I got my baby girl Charlie. She's a pit. Well, she's actually behind my
Oh,
chair right here. But yeah, she's always in here
uh-huh.
with me. So yeah, and I got 2 cats. For sure, got 2 cats right that we pay for. Yeah, no, I'm just joking around.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Well, listen, we're almost coming up on an hour of this. Let me ask you this: what is your spirit animal?
Oh, man, I don't even know. I feel like that's a question that like other people need to like bestow upon you because
Tommy.
oh no,
What is Miranda's spirit animal? Oh, yeah, Miranda. Tommy, what is Miranda's spirit
no.
animal? All right. We'll wait for Tommy's answer on that.
Oh boy.
Let me ask you
Okay.
this. Do you name your motorcycles?
Yeah, actually, I have named nearly all of my motorcycles.
What's your race bike's name?
That's the thing. The pink R3 does not have a name, but my B bike is Frankie, because it's like a Frankenstein put together. But so yeah, the B bike R3 is Frankie, and then the Royal Enfield is Franny.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm Tommy says angry possum.
See, this is why we don't ask Tom.
And then Rachel says a rhino.
What?
I love it. It's good stuff. Let me ask you this, Miranda. What are your goals in road racing? What would Miranda like
Oof.
to accomplish?
I think ultimately Miranda would like to accomplish becoming established within the industry. Not necessarily being a racer. I would honestly love that. I would love to race for a team in Moto A. Like that would be truly a dream come true. But I think it goes even further than that. In there are so many opportunities within the paddock, whether that is working for a team or working for Moto A or media. There are so many opportunities out there. It's really hard to like really pinpoint what a dream, in road racing is. I think ultimately just continuing to race as much as I can, as long as I can. But also big picture items of, getting established within the paddock itself.
Yeah, well, I mean, you already are, right? Second year in, you'll once you're in, you'll stay. I
For
see
sure.
you being there for a while. I would love to get a job for Moto America. That's one thing I always said was like, man, I would love to travel to the circus and get paid to go to every race, right? No, I don't make no money podcasting. I'm like all the other racers. I pay to do this, right?
Mhm.
Um, I do have sponsorships, but they don't pay anything. I get free stuff, and discounts.
Yeah.
Uh, but most of my sponsors are my friends, and I don't ask for anything. I just want to help them see where they want to end up. Me by doing this, give them a shout out all the time. Hopefully,
Mhm.
somebody will sign up for them and help their dreams come true too as well. And I wish you the very best in your future. You know, I'm a fan. I'm be following you, and we're going to be doing part 2, 3, and 4, and all that good stuff on the podcast. So people get to know you more and more as well too. Um, Let me ask you this: what if you had your own race team, Miranda? Okay, let's say Superbike, Miranda. You have your own Superbike team in Moto America. What manufacturer would you choose, and what's the
Ooh.
2 current riders you would put on your Superbikes?
Oh my gosh. I have never thought about this.
She's like, "You're making me think, damn it."
Yeah. I thought I was just gonna yap this whole time. Come on now. Oh wow. Holy guacamole.
I love
You
guacamole.
know, honestly,
She's like, "You put me on the spot with this one, buddy."
yeah, there's so many
I know.
pros and cons to each bike. Uh, hmm. Maybe, you know what? I'm gonna go with Suzuki. And this is strictly because I have been on a two-up ride on the X-Star Suzuki Superbike, and it was insane. So that's strictly why I'm choosing it because I don't know if I could actually ever choose that. Um, and a rider, ooh,
2
I think
riders.
yeah, two riders. I think it's a given. I have to go with Kayla Yakov. Um, she's amazing and she is absolutely killing it out there, and she is so badass. And second rider. Hmm. I think I'm gonna go with Rocco Landers. He
Nice.
um he stayed for a track day at Brainerd the Monday after I ended up riding as well. And his younger sister was out there, and watching those two work together throughout the whole day was really heartwarming. Kind of seeing the inside of that dynamic was really heartwarming. He's a good kid, and he's
Oh,
got a
yeah.
lot of talent too. So I think I'll
Yes,
go
he
with Rocco
does.
and Kayla.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So I
two
ask
two young guns.
two, yeah, right? Two, absolutely legends of our sport already, for sure. I ask everybody this: Miranda celebrity crush. Who's Miranda's celebrity crush? And Tommy,
I
who's your celebrity crush? He's gonna answer. Come on, man. You got to say it too. Everybody's got one.
Man, a celebrity
It don't even
crush.
have to be a celebrity. It could be a motorcycle racer. It could be Mark Marquez, whoever.
Mm, it's definitely not Mark Marquez.
She said, "No, absolutely not."
Honestly, you know what? We're gonna go to the car side. F1, Charles Leclerc. He's not bad to look at.
I like it. She's like, "Yeah, I got a poster hanging up on my wall."
I do not.
Oh, I love it. Good stuff. Well, listen, Miranda, we're over an hour into this. I told you I'd only keep you an hour. I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna go eat me some dinner too, as well, right? But
Yeah, what's on the menu for you tonight? You asked
Uh,
me.
Tacos. It's Taco Tuesday.
Oh, okay. That's a good
Yeah.
idea. Maybe I'll go
Right.
get tacos then.
Tommy
See
says,
that,
"Who the
Tom?
heck is Charles LeCroc?" Tommy, it's your turn to answer. Who's your celebrity crush,
Yeah.
Tommy? But before we get off here, Miranda, I just want to let you know it's an absolute honor to sit down and do this with you. This episode, everybody will be uploaded. It'll be everywhere but Apple, so Spotify, iHeart, all that good stuff tomorrow. If you missed this, you can actually go to my YouTube channel as soon as we end this podcast, watch it all over again. Thank every man and woman that watched this podcast. I love all you guys, all my friends so much. Yeah, it's been an absolute honor. I just want to give a shout out. I'm gonna let you end the podcast, but I want to give a shout out to all my sponsors, Next Level Financial, absolutely super proper mega, Bison. I say it all the time. Go to bisontrack.com. Get your full custom suit started, people. Chef Eats. Miranda, I know you heard about Chef Eats.
Yeah.
Have you tried Chef Eats?
I haven't. No.
I got to get you hooked up with some Chef Eats. It's absolutely super amazing food. No, I don't get paid by saying it. Jeff is a really good buddy of mine. I believe in what he does, and his food is absolutely fucking fantastic. You can take it. It comes prepackaged. You stick it in the microwave for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Yes, I said the microwave. Or you can stick it in the oven, okay? But the oven's 40 minutes depending on what you're cooking. But I take them to work.
Yeah.
I mean, I love them. The last one I ate was a cheese tortellini cheesesteak. It was absolutely
Ooh.
amazing. Yes. His
What?
chicken is not dry. You know, when you microwave chicken and steak, it's like super dry and tough. And you're like, I feel like I need to blow a bubble with this steak right now, right? Like hubba bubba. Right? No, it's nothing like this. It's tender, it's juicy, it's really good. The mashed potatoes, oh my God, I'm hungry. Listen, chefeats.com, people, get your order in. Miranda, I'll get you and him hooked up. His food is absolutely amazing. Because when you show up to a track day or a club race, even at Moto America, if you don't bring a grill, man, that's just a lot of extra stuff. Grill and the charcoal and the food and all this stuff. Wow, when you just bring a microwave, get you some Chef Eats and just throw them in there for breakfast, lunch, and dinner because he has everything. And yeah, for what you're going to pay for 11 meals, you can't even make 2 or 3 meals at the grocery store, just one of those.
It's
So
expensive these days.
yeah, absolutely it is. But yeah, so chefeats.com, everybody, then check these out. I got these Flying Eyes optics. Actually, is a sponsorship of mine since Wisconsin. I met this guy Grant out there. These are actually made and assembled in Austin, Texas. These arms right here, they're actually made to fit up underneath your motorcycle helmet, and they do come in prescription. I wear contacts and I have glasses too as well. But you know, there's many of us have wore glasses underneath their motorcycle helmet, right? And when you have super hard, you know, the arms are stiff. Well, it don't matter if you got Oakleys, Ray-Ban, whatever they are, puts pressure underneath your helmet. You start getting headaches. You're not having fun no more because your head freaking hurts, right? But Flying Eyes Optics, man, I love these. My wife steals them from me all the time, especially her girlfriends. So I kind of stopped wearing them over there because I don't see them again, and I gotta search for them if you know what I mean. So they love them, but I love them too. I wear them all the time. So Flying Eyes Optics, you guys go to flyingeyesoptics.com, use the discount code PENDEGAS10 to get 10% off. Again, big shout out to RD Racing and my buddy Jake Marsh over there in the UK. All my friends out there in the UK. Vet2 Track. I got a bunch of vet friends or any of my vet friends that's actually listening to this. Look no further than Vet2 Track with Jim Whitman. He has an amazing program for all you vets. You come out there, we'll get you out there, not physically on the racetrack, but you can come to a Moto America race or a club event or wherever they're going. Yeah, get to watch some great road racing and hang out with like-minded people and get you away from all the everyday struggles that even I go through all the time, right? I love motorcycles. Big shout out to SFL Mini GP in South Florida and New Jersey. Greatest program I think we have in America as far as the future of our kids coming up. I mean, look who everybody's coming out of SFL Mini. We got Avery, the lap slayer Dreyer, Ella Dreyer, Isaac Woodworth. The list goes on and on and on. Pretty much everybody in Junior Cup and some not in Junior Cup, right? So yeah, and Superbike and all that. So big shout out to them. And what I love about their program, Miranda, is if you have a daughter or a son, you want to get them just ride safely in a safe location. You don't have to have anything. You just register and show up. They provide the bikes, the boots, the helmets, the gloves, the leathers, the whole 9 yards. Even for people like me and Miranda, right? You want to show up, and you can rent motorcycles too as well. If you happen to be there and you want to try one out before you go out and buy it, look no further than the SFL Mini GP. 64-degree racing. My man Tate. He does the custom undersuits, and they're absolutely amazing. It's my favorite undersuit, 2-piece undersuit that I have. And last but not least, before I quit flapping my gums, let Miranda have the floor, is the Clothing Kings. Look no further than my man Martin at the Clothing Kings. Everybody go to clothingkings.co.uk and get all the Pendergast merch out there in the UK. That's where this hat comes from. See the Clothing Kings, there it is, right? So yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much, and it was an absolute honor to sit down with the legend herself, Miranda Cain. Miranda, what would you like to say before we end this podcast?
I think first, thank you to asking me to be on here. It was great chatting with you tonight. Thanks to all the friends and family that keep me coming around. The people at the track are kind of a different breed. Everyone's willing to help, and just makes it all that much better. So, yeah, I don't know. Just a big thank you to everyone that supports us.
Love it. So listen, people, BTR is over. It starts up in 2025. So when you go to the racetrack, make sure you go seek Miranda out. Tell her how much you
Yeah.
love and support her. Do you have any like merchandise or anything you plan on selling this year or anything next year? I mean,
Last year I made shirts myself. I've kind of considered outsourcing them, just because ironing 50 shirts is kind of a lot. So I don't know. Probably I'll probably get something designed or worked up and post it up to Instagram and Facebook.
all right, cool, cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you're out there at the track, buy her hat, buy her shirt, buy her beanie hat, get all that good stuff. Show all the love and support. And yeah, thank you guys so much again. I'm gonna end this podcast. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, again, absolute honor to sit down with Miranda Cain. Thank you
Thank
guys so
you.
much. All right, hang on, Miranda. Let me end this.